It's insane. This whole game around altcoins is absolutely insane. And Michael Saylor has expressed this quite nicely in this very short 1-minute clip. Let's have a look.
First of all, in the beginning, there was Bitcoin, and it was good. And then along came smart people that learned about Bitcoin, and they arrived to fix Bitcoin. I just heard about Bitcoin. I'm here to fix Bitcoin. And they divided into two factions. There are the people that heard about Bitcoin and wanted to help Bitcoin the hard way. And they worked on Lightning, and it took years from 2015, and they're still working on it. It's the Samson Mows and the Adam Backs, and and it's the Elizabeth Starks and the Jack Mahlers and the Jack Dorseys, and you know who they are. And it's hard work. It takes a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of bleeding. Then there's another group of people that heard about Bitcoin and they wanted to fix it. And they took the easy way. I want to make money by copying Bitcoin. I want to compete with Bitcoin with a new token. I want to bank Bitcoin. I want to rehypothecate Bitcoin. I want to loan you money on Bitcoin. I want to generate yield on Bitcoin. I want to run a Bitcoin exchange. I want to offer you Bitcoin derivatives, and I want to create every other flavor of Bitcoin. And I got the new Bitcoin, the quantum-resistant Bitcoin, and the energy-efficient Bitcoin, and the faster and more beautiful Bitcoin with the crypto kitties on it. Okay, that's the other set, okay? That's crypto.
Now there is so much attention on crypto, on this other Bitcoin. There are so many listed tokens, thousands of tokens, and most of the content, even here on YouTube, is mainly about altcoins. But is this really justified? Maybe the answer is no. Look at this chart. You might have not seen this before. This is the altcoin market excluding stablecoins, excluding the largest stablecoins. So this is specifically what we are looking at. We are looking at total 3, so that's cryptocurrencies market cap excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. And then we also exclude the stablecoin DAI, the stablecoin Tether, the stablecoin USDC, and the stablecoin BUSD. So we take away all those stablecoins and then we put this into relation of all of crypto. In other words, how large are all of those volatile altcoins actually as a fraction of the entire crypto universe? And the number we arrive at is 18%. The volatile altcoins in aggregate only have 18% of the market cap of all of crypto. But do they really just get 18% of the attention? Probably not. And that's because there's all this news around the different altcoins, right? There's always something to say about the altcoins. They might rally very hard, they might crash. There's a new partnership going on. There's potential for speculation both on the upside and the downside. And because of all of those news, all the YouTubers, me included, make content about it, right? This is how you generate an audience. But if you just look at this from a financial point of view, really the altcoins, even all taken together, they don't matter that much. Not just in relative size to Bitcoin, but also in relative performance, right? Look at how often those altcoins actually outperform. This looks like a sideways trading range, but when you really sharply look at this, they tend to underperform except in a very specific period of time. Here, those first 5 months of 2021. This was a nice outperformance of those altcoins. This is where they became a more important part of all of crypto. But outside of that very specific time window, the altcoins underperformed. They underperformed here. They underperformed over here. They continue to underperform right now. Now, what was so special about those specific 5 months at the beginning of 2021? Why did the altcoins rally there, and why do they tend to underperform during the rest of the time? At the beginning of 2021, we saw the end of the bull run for Bitcoin. Bitcoin went from 3.5K all the way up to 40K. And a lot of people didn't see Bitcoin 10xing at 40K anymore, right? You need a lot of capital to make another growth, a multiple X happening in Bitcoin. So people were looking for the next best Bitcoin. What's the next thing that's going up? This is where risk tolerance increases. This is where the altcoins rally, right? So let's look at this point. Beginning of 2021, a long-term Bitcoin chart. And as said, Bitcoin went from a bit over 3K all the way to 40K. Afterwards, Bitcoin went sideways, and this is when the altcoins really performed well. When Bitcoin was already very, very high, relatively speaking, in its long-term trend, right? When you didn't see that much upside for Bitcoin anymore, that's when the altcoins pump. Altcoins as a part of crypto really aren't that big of a deal. They're relatively speaking pretty small. They tend to underperform most of the time. The reason why I personally dedicated quite some time on the altcoins is, of course, it generates followers, so I have to follow YouTube's incentives, but also the inefficiencies within the altcoin markets are pretty high. There aren't too many sophisticated players that play in these small little micro caps, and so with a bit of additional research, it doesn't take too much effort. You can already be ahead of the crowd. And especially since in aggregate, the altcoins tend to underperform Bitcoin, you can make money with that relative underperformance. You can bet on falling Satoshi valuations of the altcoins. You don't have to pick the single Pepe, the one altcoin that goes through the moon. You can simply just bet on this graph further going down, which I think is pretty likely because really people aren't that hyped up about altcoins. Altcoins really only shine once there are a lot of new entrants. Once Bitcoin has already risen massively and the upside isn't there anymore. But right now, Bitcoin is still pretty far away from its all-time high of 69K. Now, this is one of many backtests I've done over the years. Backtests on different trading approaches, backtests on different assets. And that's, I think, what makes this channel different from others. We only use approaches that historically worked well. And even though past performance is no guarantee for future performance, I think it's the next best thing that we have. We simply work with the assumption that psychology doesn't change too much over time. When people are down 80%, they're likely going to react very similar, no matter if this was in 2016 or in 2019 or in 2022. If an altcoin suddenly has a spike in attention, does it make sense to buy? And if yes, under what circumstances? Those kinds of structures don't necessarily change with time. And so we've done all kinds of backtests, and you can download all of those Excel sheets for the different backtests in the premium membership. There are also tutorials specifically for backtesting. How to build such a sheet, how to change such a sheet. All of this is very valuable content, and it is a proven approach that helps to ride those positive waves whenever we are in a bull market, and that helps to protect us whenever we are crashing down. Now, there's more information around the premium membership at thebitcoinstrategy.com, a dedicated video on this. And the price isn't that cheap. It's $75 per month. But here's the deal. If you are not happy with the content, if you're not happy with the support in the Telegram channels, if you don't think that you get enough alpha out of this content, then simply message me in the very first week and I will refund you 100%. So there's zero risk for you. Most people that sign up, they stay signed up because they get more money out of it than they spend. But feel free to simply just try it out yourself. You can watch all the videos, you can download all the Excel sheets. The reason why most people stay subscribed is because of the community. It's because the trading opportunities we share with one another, and it's those opportunities and the timing of those opportunities that make us win over the long run. So check it out. It's thebitcoinstrategy.com, 100% risk-free for you. I don't know a reason why you wouldn't try it out.